Hello, this is God Concept Podcast, Episode 3. I'm your host, Mark Pagan. How you doing? Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Welcome. Good energy, good vibes. Welcome. Know what I mean? I hope you had a wonderful, positive day. I hope all is well. I hope you're in health. Hope you're feeling good. Today was a beautiful day, you know what I mean? Went out here connected with a lot of lovely people. Promoted myself, promoted these books, promoted this music, and really just took charge and taking new avenues and new roads and meeting new people and things like that. Yeah, I like to thank the creator for that. You know, today I realized people really don't respect how much time and effort it takes to really put into a thing to get it to manifest and come to fruitions. You know what I mean? To get something to really, cultivate. Sometimes anything you do is not going to be perfect. Anything you do is not going to always be 100% on point or on money with in somebody else's eyes. But the key is for you to keep at it and you keep doing the same thing and keep getting better and more proficient at what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish. And not only that, you're going to be going through things while you're trying to do these things that you're trying to do, right? And that right there builds character. That right there builds adversity. And that can't be taken away from anything that you do, because that's going to add your own style, your own flavor or twist to whatever endeavor you're diving into, or whatever craft you're trying to perfect or gain proficiency in, I should say. And that right there is priceless. You know what I mean? That right there is something that's useful. You know what I mean? Especially when you could teach those hobbies or those skills or those talents to your child. You know what I mean? When your children know that, you did this, you built this from the sweat of your brow, and can't nobody take that away from you. Ultimately, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. That's what we all here for. You know what I mean? We want the next generation and the next generation and the next generation to continue to get better and better and better, right? So we do these things, we take these leaps of faith, and we strive to do more. And with all that being said, morals and values. It's a powerful book. Now, I realize the chapters in it are short. And I did notice one typo, and it was hilarious to me. I'm not going to mention it, but you have to see it. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. I noticed it because I was reading the book, and I never noticed it before. For some reason, I never noticed it before because I've been too wrapped up doing other things. I help out a lot, and everything, and I'm writing and I'm trying to, create. I'm writing two different things. I'm writing music. I'm writing books. I'm doing, I'm trying to try my hand at different things and see what actually sticks. Everything's going to stick, but it's just me trying to get better at everything at one time, per se, even though I just take little portions of the day and dedicate it to whatever I'm trying to do. That's one thing I got to get better at. I got to get better at setting my portions. You know what I mean? My portions sometimes is oh my God. Like sometimes I want to work out in the morning and then I sleep too late because I've been up till 4 a.m. trying to put together a book that I'm trying to write. It's called Moonlit Marshes. It's about a guy. He's from Louisiana. He's been blacklisted. They're trying to kill this guy. His name is Marshall Cutts, and he's trying to escape Louisiana to safety. And I mean, this guy is going through hell all through the swampy bayous of Louisiana. He's cutting through mud fields. He's doing his damnedest best to try to get out of this place. And I mean, they're on his ass. The alligators are there. The animals are there. The danger is real. The protagonist is Marshall Cutts. His nickname is Snake, and trust me, there are plenty of snakes. There's alligators. There's all types of things that's going to pop up in this book here. I mean, Moonlit Marshes is one of those Tom Clancy books without all the tacticalness of being like a military soldier tactic. You know what I mean? This is more like a civilian that knows what the hell he's doing, and damn it, he's getting out of Louisiana. You know, from the cusp of his brow, god damn it, he's getting out of Louisiana. You hear me? This guy's he's off the chain. Marshall Cutts is really coming to life. I'm making him pop off the pages in my new book that's coming up called Moonlit Marshes. You got to check it out. It's going to be on Amazon and Kindle. But yeah, other than that, man, it's just I had a hell of a day. It was wonderful. It was productive. Really, morning time, I was grinding hard, trying to do a whole lot of promotions, talking to a lot of people and everything. And really just noticing that character thing is real. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I make these connections with people. And I make these connections, you know, these soul connections. It seems like, you know, we got soul links or something like that. It's almost as if I could feel the good vibration coming off somebody, and I feed off that. And I just deliver me. I'm going to give you me, you know, unadulterated. Whether you like it or not, I'm going to give you me. So that character thing is something that's really, really a good thing to master. Once you get that character thing down pat, really the world is your oyster, because with your character, when you master your character, you can really become and create and ascend to anywhere you would like to ascend to, right? And that's the thing that I'm doing here. I'm using that imagination that we all have as a child, and I'm taking some time, and I'm taking my time most of all, and I'm bringing this character Marshall Cutts to life. I see a little bit of me in that character. That's how I went. I was done talking about Moonlight Marshes and got right back into it, because I was talking about character, and this character, oh my God, I can't stop thinking about him, because he's already alive to me. You know what I mean? I see him, I know how he's going to get. I already got everything planned out for this guy, and I mean, it's amazing. This book is going to be amazing. I can't wait for it to come out. Again, it's going to be on Amazon and Kindle. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm looking through social media, and I noticed this piece of shit slug of a human being, right? She walks up to a couple that's casually strolling down the street, and she decides that she want to take a knife out of her fucking purse and start, you know, proceed to stabbing one of these children. And I thought to myself, what a fucking slug of a person that gotta be. You know what I mean? To stab a child, to do anything like that, heinous, hold on one second. Heinous to a child is just below low. You know what I mean? I couldn't believe what I was watching. You know, I don't understand, you know, the mentality of people nowadays, you know, in society and everything, where you would just have the goal or the wherewithal to just come up to a couple. You know, the lady was holding one child, and the guy was holding another child, and this lady just casually strolls up, takes a fucking knife out of her purse, and stabs one of the children. You know what I mean? And then tries to go to the next child and stab that child as well, and then stroll across the street casually, like she didn't do shit at all. You know, it's one thing to do things to yourself when you're feeling like in a way, or you're feeling bad in one type of way or whatever. You can do anything to yourself. You can run in traffic. You can stab yourself, commit suicide or whatever. You can do all these type of things to yourself. But we must know that it's not fair to us and it's not fair to the others that we do it to. Okay? What you do to others when you do something to yourself is like you put it in that person's mind, that they could do that to their self. Or you put it in their mind of how could you do that to yourself because it affects them. You took yourself away from them in this life. So I don't want to. And then it's like the mental health thing. If the lady is sick and ill and all this stuff, just put her away. You know what I mean? It's a lot of these places, a lot of these states, right? You call up and you try to get a mentally ill person, 302 them and whatnot. And they got to wait for something like this to happen. For something like a lady to snap off and try to stab something, a child, someone's child. You know what I mean? For them to actually get that person some type of help. You shouldn't have to be put in a position where you hurt somebody or somebody hurts you because you're, going off the rail at somebody. You shouldn't have to be put in that position in order to get help. You know what I mean? Because personally, if that was me, you know what I mean? This is why I'm a 2A advocate. I do, like to carry a weapon with me. And that's because of situations like this. This lady out of nowhere, this couple did not know this lady from a can of paint. And this lady out of nowhere casually strolled up, carrying a little purse or whatever she had, and pulled out a knife like she's about to cut open a fucking pizza or something, and starts going at the children. You know what I mean? You don't do stuff like that. And that's why you gotta always be prepared. You know what I mean? You gotta be prepared. You gotta be self-reliant. You know what I mean? Because you can't. Honestly, if something's happening right there, right then and there in the moment, how often is it that a cop is right there on scene to help you out in any type of way? It's rare. It's less often than not. Officer's not going to be there to help you out. And that when you got to make that split-second decision, I got to defend my life, or this person's going to hurt me or do harm to my loved one. A cop isn't there all the time. It's up to you to defend your life and your loved one's life. You know what I mean? I wish that one of them was prepared and able to defend themselves against an attack like that, because that was heinous. You know what I mean? God forbid anything ever like that happen to my children or me or anybody. God. While we're on the topic, man, we need to really just start spreading more positivity out here, man. Because it's like, okay, if you know a person has some type of mental illness or something like that, right? We should start dealing with those people accordingly, not in a violent way. You always got to take in consideration that they're a person just like me and you, right? So their mental disability is something that they're going through because they don't know how to process information that they have stored in their brain. So they have a mental storage of accounts that happened in their life that they probably can't cope with or get over. And that's what's driving them crazy. So really, a lot of times when you encounter mentally ill people, it's only because they've been through so many harsh things in their life and they've been through so many difficult things in their life that it drove them crazy. So we really got to take in consideration and be mindful of those type of people. You know what I mean? You gotta deal with those type of people with child hands, because a lot of them are not autistic, but they're artistic. A lot of people that they say are mentally ill and things like that, they're really gifted at something. So you have to be mindful of how you deal with people and things of that nature, especially if they're non-violent and things like that. You got to treat them with kid gloves, because it's like you got so many people out here that's like beyond talented, right? And it's like the world will shun them or shit on them because they're different or they act different. But if you look at any artist or anybody in this world who ever done something with themselves or became something, they was always outcast. They were always the black sheep. They were always the one that people thought were crazy in some type of way, if they didn't do it the traditional way. right? If they didn't go to Juilliard, the School of Performing Arts, or, the Philadelphia Academy of Music and Science and things of these natures, it's like they don't get taken seriously. If you didn't go to a formal school or get a certificate to show that you have credentials in doing something, you look crazy. You look like a mad person. If I don't have credentials to say that I'm an author, I'm not an author, even though I published a book and became an author on my own recognizance. I don't have a certificate saying that I graduated college for writing lectures or, you know, linguistics or, social studies and things of these natures. I never went to school for any of these things. I have a GED, but I do have a mind, the intellect, and the knowledge and know-how. And I always ask the Creator for further enlightenment. I ask the Creator for vision. I ask the Creator for these things. And He enlightens me. He allows me to see certain things in a different perspective. That's why this podcast is called God Concept. Because when I expound on things, I'm not expounding on them from my own understanding. I'm expounding on them from a higher understanding. That's how I'm able to talk so fluently at times. And other times it's because I got to clear my mind and really try to push these messages out there. Because, honestly, there's so much stuff going on in the world right now. You need a voice that can talk to you, that's not going to be judgmental, that's reasoning with both sides. I am that silver lining in the yin and the yang symbol. You know what I mean? I'm that side that that silver lining that separates two sides. Look at what we got going on between Russia and Ukraine. You know what I mean? North Korea breathing down at our necks. You know what I mean? All this stuff going on. World War III is pending. You know what I mean? Political things, spiritual things, social things going on in society. In the midst of chaos, we must have a bit of control. You must be able to control yourself. You must be able to control your environment. And the only way we could do that is by expanding on our intellectual property. Because that's the only real property you own at the end of the day. A person could take everything from you, right? A person or the government can take everything from you, right? They could take your house, your car, anything that you own, seize your bank accounts and everything. Trust me, I'm going through that right now. They seized my bank account up that had $12,000 in it, and I can't get it back. I'm trying to fight and get my property back because, it's not right. But the whole thing is, these people can take anything from you, right? The only thing that you really own in this life is intellectual property and the property that you create from your intellectual mind. All you need is the knowledge and know-how. Now, the thing about it is they try to put everything behind a paywall. They want you to pay to produce music. They want you to pay to produce books. They want you to pay to do this and pay to do that and pay to do these things. When really, all you got to do is look for the proper avenues and start doing it and go after it and claim whatever it is that you're going after. You got to claim it. I don't need a certificate to say, I'm a publicist or author or anything. Because if you look on Amazon Markets, I have books there. If you look on Tidal and Spotify and other places where they stream music, I have music there. If you listen to this podcast, I have a podcast. I also stream games and do videos and do this and that. I'm a motivational person. You know what I mean? That's why I'm putting this out there, because I'm one of those persons. If you come into my environment or in my atmosphere, if I don't want to be around you, more than likely is because you're dealing with some negative things in your life and you trying to pass them on to me, or you're using me as an emotional punching bag. You know what I mean? And I kind of tend to get away from those people. Or if you're a person that shits on my dreams or my creativeness and my, things that I have that I'm trying to do, I normally get away from those type of people. Because if I'm around people, my dreams and goals and things that I plan on doing, I share them because they're on my mind. That's what's on my mind. What's going on with me and what I'm trying to create for my kids and my legacy and my family, right? So if I'm sharing that with you and you do this thing where you shit on my shit, you shit on my shit, right? It's like I can't take that. I don't deal with somebody shitting on my creativeness, my artisticness, my want to do and expand to greater horizons. I don't take that very well, so I tend to get away from those people. And there's never any love lost because I'm one of those people. I love everybody. You know what I mean? Even people that I might have disagreements with, even people that might feel as if they did me in a way where I should hate them, I still don't hate them. I still love them. Because ultimately, my goal is to not die with any hatred in my heart, right? Because that's the only way I believe that we could transcend to the next level of life. So I'm not going to leave this earth having any type of hatred in my heart for anybody. If you did me wrong, you have to deal with that. I got a saying that goes, I forgive you, you forgive me. That's because me forgiving you is actually forgiving me. And you forgiving me is actually you forgiving you. So if I could forgive you, that means I forgave me already. So the forgiveness that I gave you wasn't really for you, it was for me. Now, if you want to be petty and not forgive me, ultimately you're not forgiving yourself. Because now, if something happens to you today or tomorrow, that's just a little bit more hate that's in your heart. And that's on your soul and on your conscience that you're trying to take to a higher level of spirituality, to a higher plane of life, to a higher plane of, of your connection to the Creator. And your light has to shine bright to get to that point where you're actually accepted to transcend to the next level of life. Everybody, these bodies die. Your spirit never dies, right? So when this body dies and your spirit moves on, well, it tries to move on, it's either it's gonna be a couple things. It could get stuck in purgatory, it could move on to paradise or heaven, or be one with the Creator, or that next level of life. Who knows what that is? Or it could be put in a state where it's just damned to repeat. Like whatever you can imagine the worst fear is in your life, it'll do that amplified so many times. So whatever your worst fear is, just think about that amplified. And you'll go through that however long a soul could go through that. You know what I mean? It's just a level of, or either just not transcending is torture itself. Just to know that there was a next level of life. And you'll probably get shown that next level of life. And you won't be able to get there because you got hatred in your heart. How would that feel? To know that there's a next level of life, to know that you could have transcended to something higher, to something greater, but you didn't because you hated something, because you hated someone because they didn't give you that $100 that they borrowed from you, or you didn't let them borrow they didn't let you borrow their car or something like that, or whatever it is. It's all petty things. You know what I mean? I like doing things with a purpose. What I'll do is I'll sit up here and do something for you and see how you respond to me for that. You know what I mean? I'll do something positive for you and see how you respond to me for that. Because some people don't know how to take a kind gesture, I notice. I noticed that a lot of people really don't know how to take a kind gesture. And it's because a lot of times, a lot of people don't have many people doing kind things for them or kind things out of their heart. Like the women per se, right? A lot of women think just because you say hi to them or you speak to them, they think that automatically you're trying to get in their drawers or something. I'm not that type of guy at all. If I say hi and speak to you or something like that, I'm a lighthearted person. I like spreading positivity and love and everything. If I say hi or I'm speaking to you or anything, it's not because, I'm trying to get in your pants or whatever. Me, I'm cool with everybody. If you cool with me, I'm cool with you. So it's like, why do women do that to guys? And guys do the same thing to women at times. Some men think that they're too good for some women. I don't care who you are. I don't classify. I don't judge at all. I don't care if you're tall, short, thick, skinny, whatever. Like, whatever your kink is, your quirk is, I'm cool with it. That's why I really like Austin, Texas, and places like that. Because it's like you get this mishmash of people and nobody's judging each other because everybody's so different and everybody's so, in a way they could get along and they could really just enjoy one another and get to know each other's culture and heritage and everything in a non-judgmental space. And that's what I believe Philadelphia is becoming. That's what I want Philadelphia to become, more like, you know what I mean? More accepting of people and others and differences and stuff like that. That's why in my music, I try to make it universal. I try not to have a lot of cursing and things of that nature, you know, because I wanted to be universal. I wanted to be worldly. I want my music to be able to reach places like Argentina, Spain, what's that? Italy, you know. I was looking on here, they got my music playing in Thailand and Germany and Australia and all that type of stuff. Listen, I greatly appreciate all the love. England, Rome, I don't know where it's getting played at, but I look on here on my United Masters account, and I just can't believe that I'm getting love all around the world for my music. That's much appreciated. That's going to take me and let me take my craft a little bit more seriously. I already take it seriously. At first, it started off with music. Actually, I was making it for my kids because they like to hear music and stuff like that, so I started making some songs and stuff like that. I always wrote music, but I didn't record any. Then I started recording. I was a DJ briefly back in the day, and then it was like, DJ Quad M was my name. Millennium Mixmaster Mark. Quad M because it's 4 M's. It's a little smart, geeky DJ name, if you will. But yeah, man, that's what it's about. You know what I mean? My music is about positivity. Peace is worldly. My album Nature is doing really well. It's getting a lot of streams out there on Spotify and on Tidal. And I'm trying to get my streams up on Apple Music. If you're listening, go on to Apple Music. I'm your host, Mr. Pagan. That's my artist name as well. And you can just stream my music. Stream it for free. You can download it, put it in your playlist. I'm pretty sure I got a number of bangers out there that you would love to hear, that you would love to get into. And while you're at that, check out the books on Amazon and Kindle, App Store. You know what I mean? If you got a phone in your pocket or in your hand, you basically got my book already. That's why I don't promote my book in bookstores and things like that. Because people are, germophobic now with all the COVID stuff and all the biological warfare and all the stuff that they're doing. What's safer than reading a book on your phone? We got to get back in the habit of that, because a lot of people don't even read books to their children no more, and that's a shame. And a lot of these kids got phones in their pocket. A lot of us adults buy these phones for our kids. So there's no reason they can't download Amazon or download Kindle Bookstore and download a book that's going to help them with the morals and values that they need to get, that they need instilled in them. They need those daily reads. They might not have anybody telling them to follow their goals and do what they want to do and strive to achieve new things and blaze that trail, of greatness for your family. They might not have nobody telling them to do that, but they grab that book, One Leap of Faith. Guess what they got? They got me. They got me right there telling them, hey, look, you could do it. You could achieve it. You know what I mean? That's what I do in these books. That's what I'm doing for people. That's what I'm doing for myself. And that's what I'm doing for my loved ones. I'm just trying to strive and do more. That's what we all trying to do. If you're not trying to do that, what you trying to do? You trying to keep working for somebody? I did that. I wore those T-shirts. Got them. Still doing it. Because we always working for somebody. Right now, I'm working for myself. And at the same time, I'm pursuing careers working for other people as well. That's what it's all for, right? Monetizing yourself and getting out there and making yourself seen. So this is me, letting myself be heard and seen of sound, mind, and body. I love this podcast thing. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, this is good for me because, I got a lot of these things that I like talking about different topics, right? And sometimes I need to expound on these topics, and I might not have anybody to talk to, but guess what? I'm going to talk to you now. You're my new listener. You're my new talking buddy right here. I'm looking at you right in your face. Thank you for listening. Thank you for lending me your ear. And thank you for following me and showing support and everything. I appreciate everybody and everyone listening. I will keep you in my thoughts, prayers, much blessings. Thank you to the Creator. And you guys have a good afternoon, good evening, good night. This has been Mr. Pagan. This has been the God Concept Podcast. Over and out.